Hey guys, we've got another Bexley real estate market update. Taking a look at the month of May, and May was an interesting month for Bexley homeowners. We got some bad news, we got some good news, a little bit of a silver lining, and some explanations about what's going on. I'm going to walk you through all the data. Now, if you guys don't know me, I'm Alan Reynolds. I'm a realtor with Epic Realty. I live here in Bexley, I work here in Bexley, and I love doing these monthly real estate updates just to kind of share what's happening so that you guys can make informed decisions with your life as it relates to your house and your plans for the future. Now, this is all general information, so as you make your own plans, feel free to reach out anytime and I will give you a personalized bit of analysis for your house and your home's value so you can make plans along the way, and I'll also give you plans and tips if you're thinking about selling so that you can make the most of the situation as it comes up. So let's get into the numbers, but before I do that, I want to invite you out to an open house. I'm doing an open house this afternoon from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock at this beautiful home right here. So come on by, say hello. If you know anyone that's looking to move in, this is a great option. This one's got paid off solar panels. It's got a master on the first floor. It's close to the elementary school, gorgeous front to the home, great back, extended lanai. A lot to love about this house. So come on by, say hello. We can chat real estate. We can talk about this house or anything else that's going on. We'd love to get connected with you personally. It's a great chance to do it. Come on by. So let's dig into the numbers. So we're looking at the map for Bexley here, and this is all the homes in the month of May that are active, pending, and sold. We've got 46 properties, which is the most that we've had on the market. We wrapped up last month with 41 properties, and we've had a little bit of action. We've got a good number of pendings. I'll talk about that in a second, but not a lot of homes sold. So let's take a look at what's happened with the homes that have sold. So in May 2025, we're looking back over the last 13 months to include the previous May 2024. In May, we had 4 homes that sold right here in Bexley, okay? It's not a big deal. Last year, we had 3 homes that sold in May, but we've had 2 months back-to-back of pretty low home sales, which is a little concerning. And we do have a number of homes that are pending. I think there's 10 homes that are pending right now, so that's likely to bounce right back up again next month. But the last 2 months have been pretty slow, and we've got a lot more homes on the market than we have in pending and sold, which is kind of tipping the market more towards a buyer's market, right? So the buyers are holding more of the cards and have more bargaining and negotiating power at the moment in the market. Now, this is an interesting moment where school is ending and we're breaking into the true summer market. So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks and months. But this is something that's noteworthy for you as a Bexley resident, you know, and there's 2 sides to a buyer's market, right? If you are selling, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it also puts you in a great position if you're buying, because most people are doing both, right? You're moving, you're selling one house and buying the next. So it kind of evens out. You might lose on one side and gain on the other at any given moment in the market, but it's noteworthy for you to realize that. And let's talk about what I think is kind of an indicator of where things are going, and that is the amount of time that things are staying on the market. So when we look at how long it took homes to sell, there's 2 parts to this story, right? So when we look back over the last year or so, you can see that there's been some fluctuations in the average and the median combined days on market, the CDOM. That's the number that we're looking at here. And then actually it looks like, if you just look at the homes that have sold, it looks like things are selling really, really quickly, right? But this is kind of an outlier, and here's my explanation for it. The homes that sold did so very quickly. Maybe it was a particularly attractive home or a very aggressive pricing. I know one of these homes is a home that I sold together with my team, and we sold it off market. So we sold it before it ever hit the market. So it really kind of messes up the numbers when you look at the stats, but that is showing just the ones that have sold. But when we look at the active and the pending listings, and I'll show you that here in just a second, that tells you a little bit more to the story. Okay, so now we're looking at the homes in May, right? So this is all May 2025, and these are the different statuses. So these are the homes that are active, canceled, pending, and sold. Okay. Now the homes that are active on the market had an average days on market of 75 and a median of 65. And the pending homes, the ones that are under contract now, had an average of 75, basically 76, 78, and a pending of around 55. So for the homes that haven't sold yet, they've been on the market for a while on average. And that, again, is kind of shifting the balance of power a little bit more to the buyer side. And it's going to probably lead to a little bit of slippage in the average home prices for the homes that are on the market at the moment, unless we see an uptick of buyers. Again, summer months, interest rate change, could be any number of things that could kick up more buyers in the market that could kind of average this back out. But that's what we're seeing, and that's what we're going to expect to see over the coming months. All right, and speaking of interest rates, let's take a look at the interest rates as they stand now, what's happened over the past month, and what we're looking at for the coming months as far as interest rates. So we went into May with interest rates around 6.5%. 6.561 was the average. And again, people are buying those rates down a little bit. And historically, those are pretty good interest rates, right? But when you compare it to the last decade, the interest rates are higher than they've been for the last decade. Not their highest. As you can see, the highest was over here at around 7.5%. But when you compare it to the 2.5%, 3% that we had for a couple of years, it still feels high to most people in their recent memory. And even though these interest rates were kind of a fluke and they're probably never coming back in our lifetime, maybe we'll be lucky and get into the 4s and 5s again. But I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. People are still kind of in their mind, when you multiply the interest rate times home prices, it can make buying a home much more expensive overall than it was a few years ago. So at this month, interest rates trended up, and interest rates went up from about 6.5% to about 6.75%, where the month is wrapping up right now. And that is predicted to kind of stay steady. There's a lot of people working on trying to bring those interest rates down. A lot of things happening. It's just a lot of uncertainty. We don't know the specific reason why the interest rates would come down, but there's a lot of things happening that could push those rates down at any given time. So the best thing to do is always buy the house that you want as early as you can and take advantage of the interest rate fluctuations as it comes up, and you can use those to your advantage, because those rates could dip next year or the year after that, and then you can refinance and take advantage of it. Or this might be as good as you're going to get for a while. So just grab the best interest rate you can while you can. Make sure that you're living in the home that you want to live in. And I would say that timing interest rates is going to be very difficult to do. But as we mentioned, this is actually a great time to move, even though you might be a little nervous on the seller side. Now you have more cards on the buyer side. And most people are more concerned about where they're going than where they were. So if you're thinking about making a move, this could be a good opportunity for you to do that, depending on the bigger picture. So whatever you're thinking, whatever your concerns and hesitations are, I'd love to chat with you about it, help you think through the opportunities and the trade-offs, and help you pick the timing that makes the most sense for you in your life. So reach out to me. I'd love to connect with you personally. Send me a message here on Facebook or a text message, give me a call. Stop by the open house this afternoon. I'll be at 17537 Brighton Lake Road this afternoon from 2 to 4. I'd love to connect with you there. And whatever is on your mind, I'd love to chat with you, see if I can help you with it. And I'll see you next month for the next month's real estate update. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.